Bonjour, everybody. This is Tiggy Maximus with Tiggy Maximus Talks, episode 123 on YouTube. As you can see, we are in the middle of Hurricane Hillary out here in SoCal, and, well, it's not too bad. Got some heavy rains, but not too bad. I haven't actually seen any kind of winds, like 40-mile-per-hour winds, like they were expecting. So maybe later. But right now, it's just like another normal rainy day here in SoCal. So, anyways, I just want to talk to you guys. I've been to a few comedy shows this week. I did go to an open mic comedy show out at the La Jolla Comedy Store. Went with my buddy Jack. Got to check out some of the talent, the locals here in San Diego. And it's at the Comedy Store. I did notice that the security guard, Matt, actually knew who I was, kind of. So I guess after all the times I've gone, I guess he finally knew who I was. So that's pretty cool. That's probably one of my highlights on Tuesday. I did get to see Rafa Camargo. He just made a return to San Diego from Austin, Texas, where he's hitting it big. Yeah, I like how comics, they gonna take the plunge and just start doing like shows all through, all through the United States, I guess, eventually. So, Rafa's a cool guy, so can't wait to see more of his stuff. I did see him do like 8 minutes or something, or 10 minutes or 12 minutes at the Friends and Family Potluck, which is after the open mic at the Comedy Store on Tuesday nights. Free tickets, guys. Free show. So there was like a lot of comedians that came through. I guess I remember there was Shar Rampton was up. Grant Sampson was up. Cheryl Sonstein was up. Alberto Mercado, I think he went up. Michael Hall, I think. Let's see what else. Jacob Johnstone, I think, was there. I think Frankie Gonzalez was there too. I mean, what I took from his thing was he has a nickname as a pimp called Tortuga. So that's the funny bit he's going to go with these days. So that's actually pretty cool. You kind of mix in being a pimp and your hose, and you can't synchronize your periods together. Yelp reviews. So yeah, that was kind of cool. A lot of like decent sets, but then also there were some that were borderline okay and kind of bombing. So I think I remember there was a Louis Santani there too. So yeah, you got quite a bit. Oh yeah, Colton Harpy was there too. Sean Baker, I believe, was there. I did see Victoria Parra. There's Christian Allen. So a lot of decent comics out here in San Diego. I mean, for the ones that kind of stood out from everyone that actually went up, whether it was the open mic or the featured showcase, with all the friends and family. Um, Honestly, hmm, maybe Um, Frankie or maybe Rafa might have been the funniest. Um, from what I can remember, still. But overall, I was like going to the open mics and showcase after the open mic is a good way to kind of get your laughs out of your system. Um, but I enjoyed myself actually. Um, and then and I went with my friend Jack. So we've been talking about going to comedy shows and having some fun with that. And it's a great way for Jack to kind of check out the scene. Plus, I got Jack to meet some of the comics that I got to know myself. Rafa Camargo and Christian Allen, um, Alberto Mercado. So, um, you know, I'm glad. I'm actually pretty glad when a friend or two can actually come out and actually meet all the comics that I get to meet. So, it's always a good thing too, and it shows that I can actually bring people with me if they have time for it, or just want to hang out with me and then see a good show. So, yeah. Um, so maybe in a month or so, if I feel like going to an open mic again, I'll probably do that either by myself or go bring with somebody with me. So, I mean, you gotta get a good value for going, and whether it's like a free show and you get to see like 20 comics and stuff. So you get to see what's out there. Um, so outside of that, I did go to the Hollywood Improv Thursday night. It was a last minute decision on my part because I was thinking about it while I was working one of my other jobs, and um, I wanted to go to the Hollywood Improv to see Adam Hunter and Jiaoying Summers and Crystal Marie, and there was a Willie Mack on the show, and Evan Sanford, and Yoshihara, um, Nas Janice, and Sal Trujillo, and Mario Adrian, Dan King. Um, so when I saw that lineup and the fact that it's Thursday night, I'm not working on Friday, and I decided, why not just go up, just pick up and go after work and just go. So I did that, and it was a good night to drive up on Thursday night if you go leave at 6 or 5 something. Because I got there like around 8 something, so I had a little time to kind of just collect myself and get ready for the show. So Jiaoying Summers and Friends. So she did have two hosts, Evan Sanford. He usually works for Jiaoying Summers for all the shows that she gets to run at venues. And first time seeing Yoshihara. First time seeing her. So they both hosting, helping out, and then Jiaoying Summers was your headliner. So, uh, uh, so the first person that came up, I believe it was Dan King. I've seen Dan King at the Hollywood Comedy Place on, I want to say it was Melrose. So it's on the way up to the Hollywood Improv, actually. Um, so Dan King, I think he was the door guy at the Hollywood Comedy, and he got to be the opener for the Jiaoying Summers comedy show, and the guy's alright. Um, I don't remember him giving like a lot of laughs during the set, so for whatever time he was given, I think he was like a maybe 7 out of 10. Um, I mean, he was alright. I mean, I probably got one good laugh out of it, but I don't think that the crowd was really into his set. And then I remember there was Ai Yoshihara. She was going to be the host for like maybe the first half of the show, and then she was going to hand it off to Evan Stanford. But so when she went up, I thought her comedy was alright. First time hearing her, I thought she was about an 8 out of 10. And apparently she might be related to Jiaoying Summers. Someone's grandpa on either side, I guess. I came over. So quite possibly Jiaoying Summers and I might be related somehow. So, but yeah, I would say I's comedy was about an 8 out of 10. And then, let's see. Willie Mack came out, and guy was pretty funny actually, and I think the crowd really liked him a lot. So I would say he was about an 8.5 out of 10 for his comedy. In the beginning, I think he kind of talked about how, something kind of triggered in his mind about dancing with a lady, and because I was Asian and he was black, and I was kind of excited to kind of dance with him a little bit, and then he kind of said something. So, I mean, that was pretty funny, and then Willie Mack kind of talked about other stuff, got the crowd going. So he was probably one of the funniest of the night. And then next person I think came out was I think it was Sal Trujillo. Guy, first time seeing the guy. He was funny too. I would say he was about an 8.25 for his comedy. He did talk about how he looked, and he mentioned how, I think he said he was married, I think. So I think he kind of had a mullet, and I think he might have talked about it. So, then there was, this one's an interesting one. We got, what was her name? Crystal Marie. I've seen her name a few times, but I never had a chance to kind of sync up like when I can actually see her show. But when I found out she was going to be the Jiaoying Summers show with Adam Hunter and Jiaoying Summers, in my mind I couldn't pass it up, and I wanted to kind of see what her comedy was like. So, rain is picking up, guys. You guys hear it? Yeah. Yeah. So Crystal Marie, most of her stuff was crowd work, and she was asking a lot of direct questions, and it got a lot of laughs. So I think because she's really great at crowd work and getting laughs at that, I think I have to give her like an 8.6. Yeah, 8.6 out of 10 for that. Because I'm looking for crowd reactions and how their set goes, whether they incorporate jokes or incorporate crowd work or incorporate both. So crowd work was pretty much the main part of her thing. She had a little bit for jokes, but I think she really wanted to do crowd work, especially with the type of crowd that was out there. She even asked the question to the Asian guy that was in front of me, but didn't ask me a question. And then there were these two black guys in the front, and um, I think Crystal Marie said that she was Middle Eastern. So, yikes. You guys see this? That's a lot of rain. Alright. That's what we were looking for from Hurricane Hillary. So huh. I just realized something. I think my mom took my umbrella. Anywho, um, you guys can kind of see this again. Yeah, that's the rain. So, it's gonna be an interesting night for me. Anywho, Crystal Marie, yeah, with the crowd work, I would say 8.6 out of 10. I didn't get a chance to actually talk to her after the show, though, because I wanted to talk to Adam Hunter and Jiaoying Summers, but oh well. There'll be another time. And then I think there was a Nas Janice guy, super intense. And he's kind of funny, but I kind of put him around the range of like an 8.3 out of 10. So, um, he talked about wanting to be a cop, and then that was the premise, pretty much, kind of for the most of the set. So, and then I believe we have Evan Sanford took over as host at this point, I believe. He likes to do the fun size bit about his look and looking very attractive. So I would say that his comedy was probably 7.9 out of 10. So I've seen him a few times now that I think about it. He's always under something tied with Jiaoying Summers. So, and then I guess you could say this is actually your featured comic. Adam Hunter was next. Guy is basically just the king of one-liners. I kind of remember half of his material with the one-liners, and it's just rapid fire. So he just kept getting funnier and funnier. So I would say Adam Hunter was about a 8.8 out of 10. So this is actually like I think my third time seeing him. I saw Adam Hunter at the Well Dressed Comedy Show with Josh Edelman up in the Hollywood Roosevelt in LA. And then I saw him at the Sea Legs at the Beach with Ahmed. I don't think that show's actually happening anymore at the Sea Legs at the Beach. There's another comedy show, I think, happening over there. So I guess Ahmed doesn't work that one anymore. So, but yeah. And then we have your headliner, Jiaoying Summers. She's great. Pretty funny gal. Talked about a lot of stuff. I think she kind of mixed in a lot of new stuff, and then she, I still remember some of the old stuff. Kind of like Adam Hunter. And, I think she did alright. Everybody was started laughing. She even talked about how, how her kid shouldn't have to cry because, you can't be weak. And the fact that, the fact that you can make your own shoes. So that's kind of a nice play on the stereotype on Asians. Well, there's certain, Asian factories actually make, American apparel or something. Shoes. So, overall, I would say she was an 8.7 out of 10 for her comedy. So, but she's super great. Took a picture after the show.